Today we're really going to be talking about mindset and how that aligns here at CESA 8 with our VBOs, or our values, behaviors, and outcome that align with our strategic plan.
Being a service-first mindset is priority one for us. Making sure there's alignment in what we deliver for our schools, but also in alignment with our own internal employees. And the greater we align to our values at CESA 8, the better product and better service we can provide.
We are solution-focused at CESA 8. Being visionary means anticipating the needs of our schools and students and transforming vision into action by creating opportunities that move education forward.
It's not just names on the paper for us, or when we're doing data work, it's not just a percent of kids who are proficient or advanced. It's really realizing there are humans behind all of the work that we do. To me, relationship-driven is keeping our districts, schools, and even students at the center of all the services that we provide, and making sure that we meet them where they're at, and that the services we provide aren't just cookie cutter. It's really coming from a place of wanting to serve them in the best way that we know how.
We are very intentional about collaboration here at CESA 8. It's about listening first, using our own skill set and expertise to provide valuable feedback. And in turn, that creates a work environment where people want to learn, grow, and work together because their skill set is appreciated and they can bring value to both internal and external customers.
Stewardship goes way deeper than just managing finances. Stewardship is about removing the emotions, looking at ways we as a team can impact the resources we have, looking for ways to increase our revenue, maximizing the funding formula, balancing our budget, strategically working through our differences to find common goals that are going to impact student education.
I think when at CESA 8 we advocate on behalf of our districts and our schools and our students, that impact can be infinite. And so we can affect the lives of children, we can create a better environment for families, we can help teachers to grow, we can help administrators to be better leaders, and we just never know the complete reach of when we advocate how things are going to shape up.
To say that I'm proud of our team would be an understatement. To sit in meetings and listen to us talk about how we're going to deliver service and making sure that we're aligned to our values as an agency just makes the work that much more exciting.
Project Search has made a big impact on our community. We partner with St. Vincent Hospital and Bellin Health. It started in 2015 and we've been going strong since then. We serve between 8 and 12 interns per year.
Project Search is just a really great program that helps people with disabilities just like find out what their niche is. It just tells you like you can find something that you love to do based on your interests.
Our students, who we call interns, are immersed in the business setting. A lot of times when they're in high school, they go through work experience where they might get a couple hours of work a week in a certain setting. In Project Search, they come in and we have class from 8 to 9 in the morning, and then at 9 o'clock they go to a department and do a job until 2 o'clock. And then they come back at 2 o'clock, and from 2 to 2:30 we talk about things that may have happened during the day, or we continue any work that we started in the morning.
As we have a Project Search student come through, we look at their abilities and we try to tailor their experience to what those abilities are so that we can help them grow. So if they've mastered something, we try to move them on to the next level so they can continue to grow.
They teach us like like different skills in here, and I feel proud of myself because I'm doing good in project. I like to be around people. I like to do everything I want to be.
The skills that I worked on are, I think, a little bit confidence and being, a better employee and learning to do my job right, and communication skills and attention to detail.
In the training room, they're learning very important life skills and work skills, designing their resume, designing a cover letter towards the end, integrity, learning to do what's right even when we're not around to be watching or seeing what they're doing.
Every child is different. Some kids can be much more independent. My son is not able to be as independent as we would like him to be. This is the type of program that helps build that for him. And he gets to do that with his hands on, where he's actually doing jobs that will help him gain skills and gain that confidence and independence that he'll need for the future. That's the game changer for us. So if the child needs that extra help to become more independent, this is the right program for them.
Proud is probably an understatement of how I feel about this whole program. I've been involved with it for so many years, and every year it just seems like it gets more and better and more and better. And I just can't put it into words, I guess, sometimes. I love being a part of this. I love seeing these individuals flourish. It's a great sense of accomplishment for them, their families, and their community in general.
If you have a student that is looking to grow and develop and you want to see that person that they can be, I think Project Search is a really great tool to use to help them reach their highest potential.
What makes this school district special is the small town community feel. We have alumni that come in and help us out. We have area businesses who are very gracious and help out every time they're asked. We have parents and faculty members and staff members and administration. Everybody's pushing towards the same goal.
We have a wonderful, dedicated staff. We have worked very hard to keep up with state initiatives related to curriculum, student services, social emotional learning. We've really positioned ourselves to take care of the entire family, not just the student, because we know that if we can support the community and the families, our students will grow and excel.
What is going on here now? They're launching. What did they use to launch into outer space?
A lot of generations go through the school. I think that the community is such a welcoming and close community that everyone just keeps coming back. There's never a time where you don't feel welcome. My grandparents loved the people around here, and they knew a lot of people. And then my parents, both of them actually went here, and they also really loved the area and the people around here, and they trusted that the school would provide me what I needed for the future.
We are very close with our students. That's what I like about Suring the best, is that we have a small classroom size, and we get to really know our students, and all of us are in this together for the kids, for the students, and for the community.
Suring High School and just the school in general gives so many opportunities to the children. We have so many clubs, sports that anybody can be involved in. Our school in high school also offers dual credit opportunities through UWGB and NWTC, along with 3 AP classes, which just makes our school so wonderful because it gives so many opportunities to the students.
The Suring community and the surrounding area continuously steps up to support our students. Local businesses are always reaching out and offering youth apprenticeship opportunities to our students. In addition, the community supports our students with our local scholarship program, Over the last few years, they've given $80,000 to $90,000 a year to Stirring seniors as they graduate high school to continue their education.
Okay, so we're dissecting the earthworm today. We just got done with the phylum Annelida, and the earthworm is part of that phylum.
The whole aspect of the hands-on learning is so important for so many students. Yes, we will have a student in a desk and chair for a little bit, but the object is to get them up and have them involved in labs where they have to figure out the why, the critical thinking. Why is this like that? How can we change it? How can you change it? Can you make this better? And that is an aspect, I guess, that I didn't see as a student here, umpteen years ago, but now there is that aspect. And I'm hoping we do more of that with other classes.
I love to make learning modified and different for each student. I also like to do a cross-curricular learning where you can include science in with math in with reading, and definitely expand on each topic to not just stick to what is engaged in the books.
Stirring has been embracing technology, and they've been embracing enrichment opportunities for our students. So beyond the classroom and the technology, they're looking for other hands-on learning opportunities for our students to get out in the community. They're really learning more about the community by being an active member of the community.
Moving forward, I'm particularly excited about how we're preparing our young adults for their future careers, whether that be increasing the number of dual credit opportunities, opportunities for students to earn an associate's degree while still in school, as well as expanding our technical education program with the addition of a new Haas mill and other technologies so we can provide our students with the real world skills that our local employers are asking for at this time.
Hi, I'm David Hanisch. I'm the agency administrator at CESA 8. My role internally is to make sure I create the conditions where our teams can collaborate and make sure that we're focused on delivering for our customers. Externally, my role includes support for school boards, support for school administrators, and advocacy for public education. And the advocacy happens at both the state and national level. I believe what makes a strong agency is one that commits to its values internally so we can live out our mission, vision, and values for our external customers. Welcome to CESA 8.
Every student, every day, the Hawk way. Welcome to the Shawano School District. At Shawano Schools, every student, every day, the Hawk way means we are committed to providing the highest quality education to every student. No matter their background, the challenges they encounter, or the careers they dream of, we dedicate ourselves to helping every student achieve success.
Something I do think that is really special and unique to Shawano, especially being a community and a school district of our size, is that we have something for every single student. Whether that be a club, a sport, we really have the whole gamut of different activities and things that students can get involved in whatever like or interest that they have. We're sending clubs and students for all different things to state and nationals where we get recognition all over the United States.
What I like most about the Shawano School District is the Shawano School District has so many opportunities for kids, for extracurriculars. I like the teachers here. They're willing to help anybody who needs it.
The district is very in tune with what students need. They always keep the students at the center focus of the decisions that are made. One of the ways we positively impact student achievement is through the use of our professional learning communities. So our teams take a look at all of the different data that's available, and we set goals, we collaborate, we work with students to meet them at all of their individual needs. And we are finding a lot of success and a lot of growth in our students by doing that.
I love the hands-on stuff. You just get to see it for your own eyes and do it. But they do a really good job of doing a mixture of things. So one day we might be doing some learning online, and the next day we could be doing dissections in class.
At the high school, there's a variety of programs that allow students to take dual credit classes or give the opportunity to earn college credit. Some of those classes are AP classes that our teachers may teach, but there's a program I'm in called Gear Up that allows me to take classes right through UWGB, and the credits that I'm taking at UWGB allow me to get my associate's degree at the same time I get my high school diploma.
What we're doing at the early elementary levels is early elementary will do career exploring, what a career is. And then at Brenner, we're really focusing on the 16 career clusters. So what that is, and the kids can tell you as well, that every single career falls under one of those clusters. And I tried to provide that information to them before they get to middle school, because in middle school and high school, they really start to pick the path that they want to take, which includes the courses and the exploratory courses they're going to take in middle school and high school to get them ready to pick a career and college, technical school, 4-year, or even the workforce or the military, which we really want to encourage all those areas because all of them are important.
For us as manufacturers in the industrial park here, we basically have a nationwide footprint that we can ship to. The biggest limiting factor that I'm seeing and hearing is investing in people. So think about this, if we invest into the local Shawano High School programs and we can bring in more people, we can continue to grow our businesses and just have a larger industrial park and more infrastructure for this great community.
There are so many reasons I'm proud of the Shawano School District and proud of all of our Shawano Hawks. We have award-winning schools and award-winning students. We have outstanding music, agriculture, and career and tech education programs, just to name a few. If your child is college ready, military ready, or employment ready, we offer the largest array of opportunities in Shawano County. Come and take a look at the Shawano School District.
My Impact, an innovative web-based application designed to revolutionize the study of classroom-level learning design and educator practices. In the world of education, capturing and organizing observations can be a daunting task, but not anymore. My Impact simplifies the process of recording observations, offering educators an easy and intuitive way to track and analyze the impact of learning environments and teaching practices on student engagement and academic progress. My Impact frees up valuable time for teachers and administrators by automating statistical computations, eliminating needless hours of manual calculations for data analysis. Simultaneously as observations are entered, My Impact updates comprehensive reports. These reports provide in-depth analysis and valuable insights, empowering users to engage in reflective conversations and make informed decisions based on the data. My Impact features a user-friendly interface, making it accessible for individuals new to observation data recording. Customizable rubrics allow teams to identify engagement and academic criteria tailored to their student population. Collaboration is a key element to everything we do. My Impact facilitates collective efficacy, ensuring insights are easily shared and discussed among stakeholders. Make your impact with My Impact, where simplicity meets efficiency.
Raise your hand if you're like, I feel pretty good about this. I'm rocking and I'm rolling.
My name is Megan O'Brien. I am St. Norbert class of 2025. I've loved being in rural schools. It is just such a tight-knit community. Everyone is so supportive. The children are just amazing, and you can do so much of a difference. You can make so much of a difference.
What's the melodic content again? Can you sing it a little bit?
So it's, I'm actually gonna go to the next slide. So it's a
Cool.
Yeah.
And I would do San Toki Toki Ya, San Toki Toki Ya. Ooh, this is gonna be a mouthful.
I couldn't have asked for better mentors. They are like truly, I believe, some of the greatest educators I have ever met. Both of them have been so intelligent, so caring, so kind. They think of me not only as, their student teacher who they're helping and they're guiding, but also as their colleague. And I like to think a little bit like a friend. Like, I have a really good working relationship with both of them.
Another wonderful thing about bringing in student teachers and having that experience with working with them, yes, they get to learn from maybe an experienced teacher, but also we get to learn more about what a new student teacher is like, what their qualifications are, what their work habits are like, and then we definitely want to sink our hooks in and bring them into our district because we know they'll be successful here, and we've had that experience with them while they were student teaching. Here in O'Connell Falls, we've had, I can think of just within our building, probably about 5 or 6 student teachers who started here and then are either working in our building or they're working in another building.
I would 100% recommend people to apply for the Rural Teacher Talent Grant because not only do you get this amazing grant that, is quite a lot of money in my opinion, but it gives you, I think, experiences you wouldn't normally get. Like, again, I'm from the Chicagoland area, and in all of my other placements I've been in thus far before my student teaching, it's been De Pere, Green Bay, a little bit of Appleton. And so I never really experienced a rural school. So especially people that are from urban places that think, oh, I'm never gonna teach in the country in a rural area, I highly recommend you try it. Because I tried it and I loved it and I learned so much.
My youth apprenticeship is L&N Metalworks. I weld, grind, use bandsaws, pretty much everything to do with metalwork. Everybody learns different, but for me, I have ADHD. I learn better in a hands-on environment rather than in a classroom. That's how youth apprenticeship has been valuable towards me. In fact, the YA has been so impactful. I'm going to try to do it for next year because I think that it helps me engage with more stuff. It helps me learn in some of the areas that I'm not in my strongest in school. I've learned to be more self-motivated, more accountable, and more of a communicator with everybody that I work with. The youth apprenticeship is a good fit for me because I feel like I learned more with hands-on tasks.
The Rural School Teacher Talent Program was really established from input from local superintendents in rural districts who are looking to get student teachers involved in their districts and moving student teaching programs away from the schools just closest to the university and out into our rural schools.
What's great about this program is the idea that we're going to give people a chance to test pilot it, right? Come check out the rural school district, come check out if this is the type of community you want to be in. And really, even if you don't choose it now, maybe you choose to go back to your college town or to a more urban area. Someday in the future, you may decide that once you've had a family, you've settled down, this is the right place for you.
From a university perspective, this grant program is wonderful. It allows for our students to get the experience that they need, along with giving them some financial assistance. It allows us to ensure that our students have a diverse experience of placements so that they can go into the workforce and determine what is best for them. And hopefully they'll be able to, really look at rural schools and see the benefits of working in a rural school.
I think it is a really awesome opportunity to be able to be a part of. And for me, the driving is always hard, paying for gas, and the rural teacher grant really helps with that because they compensate you for, driving and teaching in these rural areas who also need awesome teachers that don't always get the attention they necessarily need.
The grant was able to support me by matching me back up to where I'm comfortable with and bring me back to my roots, so I just could worry about the students and I didn't have to worry about the financial problem behind it or just anything else. The students were the focus the entire time.
My student teaching experience here in Gillette honestly has been very rewarding. I got to build a lot of relationships between the colleagues within the school. You are able to reach out for assistance if you need extra help or, hey, I had this lesson, wasn't quite proud of how it ended up. How can I adapt it? How can I make it better? How can I reteach this so the students understand?
Another wonderful thing about bringing in student teachers and having that experience with working with them, yes, they get to learn from maybe an experienced teacher, but also we get to learn more about what a new student teacher is like, what their qualifications are, what their work habits are like, and then we definitely want to sink our hooks in and bring them into our district because we know they'll be successful here, and we've had that experience with them while they were student teaching.
I think it's always great to get new teachers, student teachers in our school. It gives us kind of an opening to show them why we're great and gives us an opportunity to learn why they're great and whether the fit works.
Hi, I'm Allie Tress, Director of Strategic Operations and Human Resources here at CESA 8. My role is twofold within Human Resources and Strategic Operations. We work with both internal and external employees and partners on employee-related matters, as well as trainings with Arbinger, Lunch and Learn, and Lean. I really enjoy the work here at CESA 8. Because it is about learning and growing. It's about the people first. We collaborate, we are self-reflective, and it's a great learning opportunity to be able to continue in our profession and the work we do for school districts.
At the School District of Niagara, we take pride in being a district of choice in Northeast Wisconsin. Our commitment to providing exceptional educational opportunities, a wide range of extracurricular activities, and preparing students for lifelong success has always been at the forefront of our mission. Thanks to the dedication of our staff and community, we've been able to offer our students a high-quality education and experiences, even during challenging times.
But like many districts across Wisconsin, we face a significant challenge: our budget. Based on enrollment and state-approved adjustments, the current state-imposed revenue limits cap the funding we receive from state aid and local taxes. Unfortunately, these limits have not kept up with inflation, and school districts statewide are struggling to keep their doors open without reducing the programs and opportunities we offer our students. This is why more and more school districts have referendums on the ballot.
In response to these financial constraints, the School District of Niagara's Board of Education has approved a referendum question appearing on the November 5th ballot. This referendum is designed to help maintain our district's operations and ensure we continue providing the same high-quality education to all our students.
The referendum asked voters to consider exceeding the revenue limit by $600,000 for the 2024-25 school year, $700,000 for 2025-26, $800,000 for 2026-27, and $900,000 for 2027-28. This referendum would replace the previous referendum approved by the voters in 2020, which expired in 2023. The funds will be used for essential expenses, including educational programming, student opportunities, and district operations.
With the approval of this referendum, we can continue to maintain critical aspects of our educational offerings, such as current class sizes, opportunities for students to earn college credits, career readiness, co-curricular activities and athletics, and technology that meets the demands of a modern education.
If the referendum is approved, the school district portion of your 2024 property taxes is projected to increase by 5.16%. For example, if you paid $3,000 in school taxes in 2023, the estimated increase for 2024 would be approximately $155. This increase will help secure the necessary funding to keep our district operating effectively and ensure our students continue to thrive. No additional increases to the school district tax levy are projected for the subsequent 3 years.
We encourage you to learn more about this important referendum. Please visit our website, niagara.k12.wi.us, for detailed information, or contact the district if you have any questions. Together, we can continue providing our students with the best possible education.
My name is Julie Harris, and I have twin boys who both receive special education services in the Bondwell School District. Matthew and Mitchell were born 2 months early. They were premature, and by the time they were about 2.5 years old, there was concern that they might have autism. Some of the challenges involve their gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and various types of things that interfered really with the learning process. So they needed a lot of extra help and a lot of assistance in learning those skills. Many hours of therapy were really what was needed to get them to where they are today. As a mom, I've always looked at it through the lens of I have to advocate in a way that is going to be the most positive for them. There are times where things get challenging and we get stressed out and overwhelmed by the circumstances. However, keeping the focus on the positivity was always the method that we used. The staff really understood, where we were coming from. We understood where they were coming from. And I think, really working as a team, there's an IEP process, an individualized education program process for a reason. And we really utilized that system to benefit them to the maximum extent that we could. There have been so many milestones. So first, the major milestone that they needed to become independent was to achieve receiving their driver's licenses. So that was number one. They were able to do that, and they were driving in high school. So that was a really big one for them. And then going to college. That was a huge major milestone for them. We didn't know if that would be possible, but they did it, and they were in college. During college, they were also navigating some relationships. So girlfriends, both of them were connected and having relationships with girls while they were in college. One of them ended up in a marriage, which is a huge milestone, as we know. Work, they've had many different jobs. So we know there are many milestones that they've achieved, and we're really excited to see what the future will bring and what other milestones will be out there for them. Advocacy is really important. I mean, when we're talking about children with disabilities, they need champions. They need people to get out there and support them at the highest level possible.
Hi, I'm Lisa Misko, and I'm the Executive Director of Student Services for CESA 8. Internally, I work with our 80+ itinerant staff and who support special education and student services out in the districts. And externally, I work primarily with leadership teams, including superintendents, directors of student services and special education, and principals. I believe the work of student services and special education is important because we work to establish programs that kids need to have in place to be able to learn. So we ensure access, and then we also help build environments where anyone can be successful.
What makes this school district special is the sense of community. Because of the small class sizes, the students are really very close with the teachers, and the teachers have a special bond. We have a really good rapport with each other.
It's like a family. We're very small, and people know your name, they say hi, it feels genuine. It's not just walking into a building full of strangers every day. You genuinely get to know other people, and they care about what you have to say, what you do on your weekends, and it's just nice to feel welcome somewhere.
I like Gillett because it's small and you can know all the people, and you can make a lot of new friends in a smaller town because you know everybody.
All right, now I'm going to change the word. I want you to give me a thumbs up when you know it.
My favorite thing about Gillett schools is I like the teachers. They're all really nice. And all the paras are really kind. That's what I like about the school.
We have a lot of opportunities in the extracurricular fields such as sports, a variety of fall, winter, spring, and softball and baseball in the summer. And then academic-wise, we have things such as HiQ, FBLA, forensics, FFA, and the list goes on.
The small class size really helps teachers get to build a connection with their students. Like, I've had every teacher that I've had to work with has been great. Like, I've always had these connections with them where, like, after school, if I need help, they'll always help me, or if I just want to go up and talk, they're always there. And you're able to build like these almost friendships with your teachers, where in a bigger school that's just not going to happen because they have way too many students to worry about.
So now we got 2 minus 8i, and then we can do FOIL again.
We really focus on providing students with the beneficial skills and life skills that they're going to need post high school, whether that be going into the military, going into the workforce, going to a 2-year for a tech degree, or even a 4-year and beyond. We really provide those opportunities where students can kind of ultimately choose the path that they want to go through and kind of continue on. And even if they want to change, they're still getting those skills along the way in different classes, different courses, different activities that we provide here at Gillett.
There's a lot of opportunities here at Gillett. I'm taking a lot of college credit, dual credit classes right now. There's a lot of trade opportunities as well. We have a really big building trades group here that's building houses and stuff and working on things that gets a lot of real world job opportunities and job experience.
We are the gateway to the Northwoods. I moved here over 28 years ago and I've stayed here since. I grew up in Racine, Wisconsin. I stayed here since because I love the outdoors. So we have the Nicolet Forest that's right north from here, and I like to do kayaking and camping and hiking and all sorts of outdoor activities.
We're small, but yet things aren't super far away. It's 20 minutes to Shawano, or for me it's 40 minutes to Green Bay. But yet the community events that go on here, I feel like I'm part of. I grew up watching Gilmore Girls, and Gillett totally gives me Gilmore Girl vibes. Everybody wants that small town, cozy feeling.
The hands-on experience here at Bellin College has shaped my skill set a lot because I'm able to take the skills that I'm learning at Bellin College and then apply it to my job. And I have access to those hand-on skills all the time. I can practice here at Bellin College from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and there's always someone here to support you as well.
We each get a faculty mentor and we meet with them at least once a semester. You can meet with them more if you want. And they kind of just talk through like, how's everything going? They want to check up with you and make sure that you as a person are okay. I think that Bellin College really sees us more than just students. They see us as a little family and they care about us as a person.
What we're going to show you today is how to put an IV in your patient here.
You start in a low stakes environment, do your simulations, get comfortable with it, get comfortable with the machines, how they work, how to respond to certain situations. That way, when you go into a higher stress situation, you feel calm and confident being able to handle those kind of situations. In simulation, we really encourage students to treat it like a real-world scenario. This is their real-world patient, and they are treating this patient just like they would out in the real life. So in every simulation environment, there's always something that's going on. But there's something we want them to catch, and if they don't, then it's totally just a learning experience. But what we're doing in simulation is we're getting all of those basic fundamentals, really helping them understand those fundamentals of nursing and really any healthcare degree, that we're really helping them then prepare them to be successful then in the real world settings.
We actually have the mannequins are made into a full course. It's called our simulation course, and it's where we get these real life experiences, but on a mannequin. So for example, they can actually program the mannequin to code, which is you're having a heart attack, or they're even able to control the vital signs like you see behind me. So that blood pressure could say 70 over 50 pretty quick, and you'd have to do something about that. And you're in that controlled environment where you're able to talk about it and think before you see it in real practice.
One of the greatest pieces about all of this technology is that students are able to make mistakes. And we really encourage that because we want them to be able to learn and grow from all of this learning that they're doing. And being able to have all of these high fidelity mannequins really allows them to be fully engaged in the learning process.
It has been simply fabulous. There's no other adjective. I think that there's millions of words in the English language. None of them could actually captivate how well my education has been here and how prepared that I feel for my field. I have very little anxiety going into situations, and I do feel like that has been because of Ellen College.
The School District of Shiocton takes pride in being a trusted choice for families, offering our students an outstanding education, a variety of extracurricular activities, and a commitment to lifelong readiness. With the support of our staff and community, we've maintained high-quality opportunities, even during tough times. However, like many Wisconsin school districts, we face significant financial challenges.
The Board of Education has approved 2 referendum questions on the April 1st, 2025 ballot to address these issues. These proposals focus on enhancing our schools' quality and safety to meet students' needs today and in the future. If approved, the funding will go toward 4 key areas: safety and security, career and technical education, infrastructure, and access to facilities.
In Wisconsin, public schools rely on 3 primary funding sources: federal, state, and local taxes. Federal funding contributes only a small fraction of a school district's revenue. The primary sources of income are state equalization aid, which is allocated by the state of Wisconsin, and local property taxes.
Think of these funding sources as a small toolbox, great for everyday repairs, but not enough for building something big. Because these funding sources often fall short of covering large capital projects or additional operational needs, many school districts across the state are turning to referendums to secure the necessary funding.
Question 1 seeks authorization to issue general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $23.5 million for the following projects: safe and secure entrances constructed for the elementary and middle school, high school offices, infrastructure updates, replacements, and improvements, including roofing, boilers, plumbing, HVAC, electrical panels, chillers, utility relocation, and playground and asphalt resurfacing. Renovation and construction of an addition for a new technical education center. Renovation and construction of a fine arts wing for the band and chorus. Remodeling, renovation, and expansion of existing facilities for middle school and high school locker rooms. And acquisition for furnishings, fixtures, and equipment related to these projects.
Question 2 seeks authorization to issue general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $9.1 million for the construction of a new gymnasium addition, including storage space, concessions, restrooms, and a lobby area, along with furnishing, fixtures, equipment related to this project.
So, why doesn't the school use funds from their operating budget? The operating budget covers daily expenses like salaries, supplies, maintenance, and transportation costs, but can't support large projects like facility upgrades or safety improvements. The referendum allows the district to fund these critical needs without compromising the essential everyday services.
Why now? To maintain your investment in our school, we must replace critical, deteriorating, aging infrastructure that drives up repair costs and limits expansion. Upgrades will improve energy efficiency, reduce operational costs, and leverage available grants. Secure entrances, as recommended by our law enforcement partners, will create a safe environment where students and teachers can focus on learning. Delaying action will increase costs.
What will be the tax impact? The school tax is just one part of your property tax bill, along with the taxes from your municipality, county, and technical college. If question 1 is approved, the projected annual school district tax impact would be approximately $94 on a $100,000 property. If question 2 is approved, the projected annual school district tax impact would be approximately $36 on a $100,000 property.
It's important to note that the tax mill rate may decrease as property values increase across the community. However, the amount of tax each property owner pays is determined by the equalized value of their property relative to others in the community. For more information on the referendum, please visit the district's website at www.shiocton.k12.wi.us or call the district office at 920-986-3351, extension 700. And remember to cast an informed vote on April 1st.
The Wisconsin Council of Administrators of Special Services is an organization that provides professional learning, networking, and advocacy to professionals across the state of Wisconsin.
WCAS is an organization that connects directors with DPI and with resources so that we as directors and special education teachers and student services staff can best meet the needs of the learners in our school districts.
They help us be able to support students who have the greatest needs in our communities, who are the most marginalized. So, you know, they put out information that that we utilize on a pretty consistent basis.
If all we want in public education is to make sure that all students can achieve their fullest potential, then we all feel that there's an obligation to share what we've learned, to share our knowledge, and to share resources that we've created. So that collaborative nature of public education as a whole, but specifically related to special education and WCAS, it's dedicated to that ultimate mission of ensuring that the adults that are working with kids always have resources, always have ideas, always have someone else to go to support the work that they're doing.
I can work with teams of people from that broader lens to really help support students and staff in educating all students and making sure that we can ensure the success of students, that they have access, that they engage, that they make progress, and can become members of society that contribute as well.
Relationships are the cornerstone to any sort of success with anything you do, especially in education and especially in special education, because it's at the heart of what we do. People are trusting you with their most valuable resource, their children, and being able to establish the relationship and trust is where you can move forward and ensure that you're providing the communication and the supports that are needed, and having clarity around what it is that's needed to help every individual to become their best self.
There is no more fulfilling position than having the opportunity to create a path for a future for a student, and to make that path more walkable for them. That kind of influence is incredible responsibility and incredibly fulfilling.
The work really matters because when some of our often marginalized students, the ones that have the least opportunities, are lifted up, that helps support all communities, and our communities thrive when everyone is able to achieve to their highest potential.
On November 5th, the Shawano School District encourages residents to head to the polls to cast an informed vote on our referendum question. The question asks for authorization to borrow up to $51.23 million to fund school facility improvement projects for all 4 of our schools. We will have more details on this important question in a moment, but first, let's look at how schools are funded and the tax impact.
Public schools in Wisconsin are primarily funded by 3 sources: federal, state, and local taxes. Federal funding only provides a small portion of a school district's overall revenue. State equalization aid, money allocated to school districts from the state of Wisconsin, and local property taxes are the 2 primary sources of revenue.
It is important to note that the state controls school district revenue limits. In the state revenue limit formula, state aid and property taxes equal the revenue limit, which is a district's funding for 1 year. Districts are not allowed to increase their revenue limit without voter approval. This applies to operational funds and money for large cost items, like what is proposed in this capital referendum for our district.
What does this mean on your tax bill? If the referendum passes, previous debt will be paid off by the end of the 2026-27 fiscal year. As a result, there is no projected increase to the school tax levy amount.
What will the referendum fund? We can break it down into 3 main categories. 1. Infrastructure. This includes essential items at all district schools, such as roofs, HVAC systems, and other large-scale projects that fall outside the scope of the annual operating budget. Many items in the proposal have reached the end of their expected life and need maintenance or replacement.
2. Updated learning spaces. At the high school, the proposal expands the technical education classrooms and storage, relocates and modernizes the family and consumer science area to support career preparation for the food service and hospitality industry, updates academic classrooms with new lighting and technology infrastructure, and replaces 27-year-old furniture.
3. Outdoor spaces and athletic complex. This work will enhance outdoor areas and athletic facilities to better serve our students and community. Part of the referendum proposal includes installing new bleachers to replace the old ones, saving on rental costs. A new high school running track is provided, allowing middle and high school students to use it. The proposal replaces the 27-year-old football field with a durable, long-term, cost-effective, artificial turf field that can be used for football, soccer, marching band practices and performances, physical education, and community events. For more information, please visit the district's website, shawanoschools.com, and remember to cast an informed vote on November 5th.
Trucker Pride, everyone, every day. We accomplish this mission through excellence, effort, and ethics. We aim to educate the whole child. We care about each individual's uniqueness and characteristics. We want them to be lifelong learners who can think independently and creatively.
We're there for them every day. We're giving them high lessons if that's what they need. We're meeting them where they're at if they need a little boost. And we're doing that every single day.
It's about relationships with our teachers and how we feel connected, and not just as teachers, but more as friends. They'll really do anything to better us, our personalities, our interests, our just like how we learn. They'll really adapt to us no matter how we learn, what we're interested in. They'll always try to find that connection.
There's a little something for everyone here. If you plan on going to college, we have many dual credit classes, or if you plan on doing something in the trades, there's many other classes for that, like welding or craftsmanship, or if we have a lot of art classes and culinary classes and things like that.
There are a lot of opportunities for students. Athletics is probably the first thing that comes to mind, but Puntwell's got a lot of clubs that are real strong too. I mean, we're a smaller district, a more rural district. Our FFA organization has a lot of students that are really involved. We've got a great student leadership team, National Honor Society.
It's a smaller community, and I believe that everybody kind of gets to know everybody almost on a personal level. And I think that makes learning and going to school there and being a part of the athletics, we're all like one big family. When I look back, Going through some of the classes that I did as far as what my job pertains to now, I had those opportunities. I took a drafting class, I took an architecture class, a mechanical class where I could work on certain aspects of the job that I do now.
What makes Clintonville School District special is how intentional they are at connecting students with real-world experiences and really providing, all the options that are out there post-graduation, whether that's a college, going into the trades, or careers right here in the community. I think it's great what the school district has done to, show the students all those options that are out there. And I think it really gives the students a confidence that there's something for each and every person.
Staff is in tune to what our students need academically, socially, and emotionally. And one of the ways we positively influence the achievements of our students is through professional learning communities. So teams work with student data, we look at it and reflect on it and set rigorous goals. We collaborate together and work with students to provide them with the skill sets necessary to feel confident and successful.
The greatest thing that I'm proud of is I get to see my students grow up and be successful contributing members of our society. In 22 years teaching here, I've never missed a graduation. I go and see them off into the real world at every single event. And then to come across them now as an adult and see what they're doing with their lives and how successful they are, that really does, bring me joy.
Clintonville Public Schools turn challenges into opportunities by building a solid foundation for every student, academically and socially emotionally. I am proud to be a trucker.
For me, as an educator, preparing students for lifelong success really means making them well-rounded individuals. Making sure that they're exposed to different kinds of curriculum, that they have opportunities and options.
Loyal subjects, I give you King Arthur and Queen Guinevere.
Extracurriculars are so important to offer to our students because for a lot of students, it's their reason for wanting to come to school. They're building a love for something, something that they can do later on in their life. And we're also teaching them skills that are just going to set them up for success in these extracurriculars. We're teaching them time management, building character, making decisions that follow ethics and morals.
I think the student-teacher relationship is really great here. All the students love the teachers, and the teachers really take on like almost a parenting role for the students and make sure that they're getting their work done to the best of their ability and that they're getting everything they need.
For any child to grow up in our community and come to a school of this quality, it is the best. You know your neighbor, you know who you're standing next to, you encourage each other. It is excellent.
We want to make sure we're reading along, knowing the words.
With being a small district, I have the opportunity to work with all the teachers in the elementary. We meet just about daily, talking about how can we make things better? How can we help our students? How can we make this school the best place possible? The students here have so much support that they're not going to fall through the cracks.
The collaboration, the work, the team effort that we all put in, whether it's at the elementary level, the middle school level, or the high school, everybody knows one another. We know our students and have each other's back, support each other with pride.
The best opportunity for me as a Niagara High School student is the ability to take dual enrollment courses. Dual enrollment courses allow me to earn high school credit towards my high school graduation and also earn college credit that I can put towards my associate's degree. So what that's going to do for me in the future is save a lot of money.
My students can leave my classroom with up to 14 credits, and that's just in foreign language. If they were to take the other dual credit courses involved, they could almost be considered a sophomore for some of them leaving here with that many credits.
Two opportunities that have served me well while I'm being at Niagara is the School to Work program, which offers me on-site job experience and points me to what I'd like to be. And then I also go to the vocational center, so they also offer me a specialized area of which healthcare field I'd like to go into, while offering me that social aspect as well, working with kids from other schools. It just provides so many opportunities to me, and I can't wait to go into the real world and use them.
Thanks to a focus on building well-rounded community members, our students have the ability to thrive inside and out of the classroom. Our modern facilities meet the diverse needs of all our students, provide a strong foundation for academic and personal growth. We're constantly expanding our course offerings, whether through dual credit programs, school to work opportunities, or vocational training, ensuring students are well prepared for the future. Our enrollment is steady and growing, a testament to the trust and value our community places in our schools. We're proud to offer free before and after school daycare, along with free breakfast and lunch for all students. These programs support families and nurture student success. Together, we're shaping a strong and vibrant future for Niagara, and I'm excited for the opportunity ahead as we continue to grow, innovate, and build a community where every student can thrive.
The Marion School District will ask the community to consider two important referendum questions on November 5th. These proposals are designed to improve the quality and safety of our schools, ensuring they meet the needs of students today and for years to come. We will have more details on the two questions shortly, but first, let's examine how schools are funded and the tax impact.
In Wisconsin, public schools rely on three main funding sources: federal, state, and local taxes. Federal funding contributes only a small fraction of school districts' revenue. The primary sources of income are state equalization aid, which is allocated by the state of Wisconsin, and local property taxes. However, the state imposes a funding formula that caps the revenue any school district can collect from all sources, including local property taxes. This is why referendums are necessary for large projects and why so many school districts across the state are putting these measures on the ballot.
Now, let's take a closer look at what's on the ballot and how these improvements could shape the future of our district. Question 1 asks the community to approve general obligation bonds of up to $7.38 million. This funding will focus on critical infrastructure updates across the district, including much-needed repairs, maintenance, and safety upgrades. At Marion Elementary School, we're planning accessibility improvements such as ADA-compliant restrooms and doorways. We'll also remodel the office space to create a secure entrance, enhancing student safety. Additionally, essential building systems like HVAC, water lines, and electrical service will be replaced to ensure our school remains a safe and efficient learning place. At Marion High School, updates will be made to improve our science, agriculture, and technical education spaces. This includes better ventilation, power, and technology to support hands-on learning and new equipment for agriculture, food science, trades, and engineering programs. The high school's roof also requires replacement and other necessary repairs to prevent water damage and ensure the building's longevity.
Question 2 seeks approval for $7.6 million in general obligation bonds to create a combined elementary and middle school on the current elementary school campus. This project will include constructing an addition with a new kitchen and common areas, a training room, restrooms, and supply storage. The small gym will be remodeled to create additional classroom space for elementary and middle school students. By consolidating the two schools in one campus, we can create a more efficient and connected learning environment.
These improvements are designed to provide a safer, more accessible, and modern learning environment for our students. Investing in our facilities now ensures that our schools can continue supporting a high-quality education and preparing students for the future.
If question 1 is approved, the projected school district tax impact would be approximately 95 cents per $1,000 of property valuation, meaning the owner of a $100,000 home would pay $95 more per year. If question 2 is approved, the projected school district tax impact would be approximately 98 cents per $1,000 of property valuation, meaning the owner of a $100,000 home would pay $98 more per year. If both questions were approved, the projected school district tax impact would be approximately $1.93 per $1,000 of property valuation, meaning the owner of a $100,000 home would pay $193 more per year.
Thank you for your ongoing support as we work together to build a path to a successful tomorrow for our students and community. To learn more about the referendum and how it will impact our schools, visit marion.k12.wi.us or contact the district office.
What makes this district special is that we have a really small-knit community. We have small classroom sizes, which is amazing. We are able to give a lot more attention to all of our students. I feel like we have great teacher relationships, so we collaborate a lot and we are able to provide a lot of really unique and fun things for all of our students.
I'm very involved in the school, and what I see over at the elementary school is opportunities for every single youth over there to be able to be their best. And over here at the high school, because of those small class sizes, nobody is left behind or lets them fall through the cracks.
What I love about this district is just the fact that we come together as a community to support all of the kids. And we notice, even if one's like a little bit behind, you know, and there's a group of people rushing to there's an urgency to help solve the problem.
We are a great team. We're always collaborating with one another and communicating with one another. If something is going on with a student, we do all that we can to wrap around that student so that they can be their best. The professional development opportunities are great. The networking opportunities are great. There are great PLCs within both buildings of the district. We are always striving to get on the same page to serve every student in our student body.
We prepare students for post-secondary, whether it's education, military, workforce. We work very closely with some of our local businesses for youth apprenticeships, which is through the Department of Workforce Development and through CESA 8. We also have local internships that we do with businesses to get our students out into the business world and see if that's what they really want to do before they graduate high school. Post-secondary education, in the last 2 years, school years, we've had our juniors and seniors earn over 400 of credits of post-secondary education.
1, 2, part 2, here we go. Mimina, Mimina.
There's so many opportunities. In terms of like activities, we got our school, we got kind of very wide variety. We got the sports, we got all that. And then we have our NHS, we got skills, we got a high Q, which is a quiz poll type game. And that's really really cool. We have forensics where they do kind of like acting type thing, and they go down the state for that. If you have an interest, there's something here that really can get you some experience in what you might want to do.
It's just such a wonderful place to be, and I feel like there's no other place I would want my kids to go. So I like the area a lot too. There's a lot of outdoor hiking trails, hunting areas, fishing. It's just, there's so many opportunities in the area that it's just wonderful to be able to explore them all here.
We have nothing but opportunity. We have nothing but the potential for growth, the businesses that are moving into the area. There's a lot of really good things happening in Florence County. And to be able to, work during the day and then at the end of the day, being able to go fishing or cross-country skiing or whatever, we have so much to offer. It's a great place to live.
My youth apprenticeship is L&N Metalworks. I weld, grind, use bandsaws, pretty much everything to do with metalwork. Everybody learns different, but for me, I have ADHD. I learn better in a hands-on environment rather than in a classroom. That's how youth apprenticeship has been valuable towards me. In fact, the YA has been so impactful. I'm going to try to do it for next year because I think that it helps me engage with more stuff. It helps me learn in some of the areas that I'm not in my strongest in school. I've learned to be more self-motivated, more accountable, and more of a communicator with everybody that I work with. The youth apprenticeship is a good fit for me because I feel like I learn more with hands-on tasks.
Acton is definitely a school district for the kids. The kids are their main focus and they want to see them excel. With the amazing staff and community that Acton has, it gives the children here at school an opportunity that's endless.
We have such a wide variety of things that we can choose from, and with extracurriculars and band being options, you're not just occupied with one thing. You can do band, you can do football, you can do basketball, you can do it all at once, and it's just been a pleasure for everybody, I guess.
The tech ed classes have prepared me for my future career because they give me so many different opportunities to learn. For instance, home maintenance was one class that we were able to learn multiple things throughout the semester, from drywalling and plastering to electrical to basic car needs. They find out your likings and dislikings, and it's so fun.
Even though we're a small school, we can pursue so many academic classes in any range that we want to. We have in-person classes here at the school. We have virtual classes through the Start College Now program, and we even can go on campus to the Green Bay campus through the Rising Phoenix program.
We also benefit greatly from various partnerships through employments, so our school to work and our youth apprenticeship, which again allow them opportunities to dabble into those different areas, whether it's plumbing or electrical, hospitality, business, or whatever it might be, they have a chance to dabble into those areas, to explore them, learn them through hands-on experience under the guidance of industry standard professionals, and determine whether those really are the fields of studies that they might like to continue to pursue.
The one thing that comes above all else in this district are the relationships, be it the staff, the students, the community members. Seldom does a day go by where I don't have some outside contact with somebody outside of just even my own classroom, outside of this building, where I'm not collaborating with the people, and people are here for the right reasons. They want to be here, and that is what makes this district special.
You really feel like you can come to your teachers about anything, and you know that they all care so much about you. Like, I personally can feel it when I'm in my classes, how much my teachers care about me and how much they want me to succeed. I feel like it just really is a special connection that we have, because we're able to have that one-on-one time and we're able to talk to our teachers more.
We are continually learning to grow as professionals, and we are changing our practices to meet our students where they are. We know that all students learn differently. So as an interventionist, I work with teachers to help plan specifically designed instruction for those students. I work with them in small groups to help as another layer of support to provide those foundational skills that the students will need to be successful.
Students here at Tri-Acton are not just learning those academic skills, which are important, they're also learning social emotional skills. They're learning these human skills that are important, how to solve problems, how to foster positive relationships, how to manage their emotions, which are not just skills they need for learning at school, but skills they need for life.
Success can be defined in many different ways. For us at Tri-Acton School District, we define success as growing our students into people who are thinkers and doers, who are creators and innovators, and who will become our future community leaders.
Career readiness is really the overarching goal for K-12 within the state of Wisconsin, and career pathways really fits underneath the idea of career readiness. And the why behind career pathways for students is it really gives them a deep dive into understanding particular aspects of business and industry, specifically high skill in demand careers.
I see this work making a difference in our schools and communities by giving students the ability to see clearly what's being offered in their schools. The 5 essential elements of a successful regional career pathway include the following. The first always starts with the sequence of career and technical education courses that are taught by a CTE teacher. So to go with our CTE courses, a lot of times you'll see a co-curricular career and technical student organization, or a CTSO. The next component is work-based learning experiences. Industry recognized credentials is the next area. And we have dual enrollment opportunities as that final piece of a successful RCP.
I really believe that the model that they have going for themselves allows specifically and especially rural communities to try to identify their best assets, their best human assets in the community, and it allows the individuals opportunities to expose themselves to what opportunities are in their community. So, you know, if you're exposed to an opportunity within your community that you don't like, that's good to check that off your list. Likewise, if you find one that you say, man, I would dream to work at that job, that's going to really give you some arrow of direction of where you want to go within your studies, future studies, and probably some opportunity to say to yourself, here's some desire that I have to go back there, and there's an actual opportunity that I can actually work and live in the community that I want to be in.
I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do after high school when I took the youth apprenticeship and I ran with it. But honestly, it opened my eyes and kind of told me the direction that I should be versus the direction that I wanted to be.
For me, the youth apprenticeship has been successful just because it's helped me grow as a person and learn and just become more independent, but it has also helped me become a better student and just helped me become more a part of society and feel like I'm contributing.
There are a number of ways that we set up students for success for life after high school. Some of these opportunities include youth apprenticeship, work-based learning, job shadows, company tours, interviews, bringing in classroom speakers, participating in career fairs. All of these fit into career-based learning experiences which help prepare them for their future.
It's a win for us. If they stay with us, it's a win. If they decide to pursue other endeavors for a couple of years and come back, it's still a win for us in my mind. I believe it's a win for the employee or the apprentice as well, that we give them the flexibility to see if this is what they want to do. We give them the flexibility to try out other companies. We give them the flexibility to come back if this is right for them.
For me, one of the biggest aha moments is when students are taking skill sets that they're learning here at school and then they're obviously applying them at their job. Maybe they're showing even their employer or their lead or one of their fellow employees like, hey, here's a new way that I learned at high school. And then really what I think is amazing is when they're able to come back and teach their fellow students, or sometimes even myself as a teacher, something that I didn't know or something that I can learn from them.
I'm excited about the direction we're taking with career pathways. There's a greater understanding from the K-12 environment, understanding what their business community looks like, and for the business community, there's a greater understanding of what's happening in our K-12 environment. And by intentionally working together, it creates success for everyone, success for students and success for the communities.
Bellin College is at the forefront of healthcare, and technology is one of the main reasons why we're at the forefront. We are able to have a lot of the updated technology that is currently in the clinical settings here at Bellin College. And if we don't have that technology, we can simulate it with virtual reality or augmented reality.
I would say that Bellin's shaping the healthcare industry in more ways than one. Not only do we have this cutting-edge technology on this campus with the mannequins, with the simulations that we're able to do with the technology, but getting us into the clinic so early with our integrated clinical experience, or our ICE, has really put a focus on person-centered care. And I think that our program has a really big emphasis on that. Treating the person as a whole and getting to work with patients right away in our first year really helps that out.
It's very small class sizes, so students and teachers are always very close. It makes it really easy for learning. It's easier for students to feel comfortable asking questions and things like that.
Although this is a very intense 3-year bachelor's program, once you graduate, you'll come out with a very successful job where you'll have very high job satisfaction and you'll be making a difference in patients' lives every day.
Up here is the baby's heart rate. So you guys can see we got about 140 for our baby heart rate. What do you guys think is a normal range for a baby heart rate?
Bellin College offers a lot of hands-on experience prior to that person getting into the clinical setting. So not only do we have high-tech kind of like things on campus related to like the lab experiences, so we prepare students to get into the field with all the technology that they would be using in the clinical setting prior to dealing with real patients in the clinical setting. And then after graduation, they are fully prepared to take care of those patients in those settings using the technology that we had here on campus.
I felt very confident going into work because of Bellin College. I was actually able to get an externship as a student my senior year of college at Bellin Hospital, and that way I was able to transition very well. That way, or by the time that I graduated, I was able to be fully trained and jump into the job pretty much right away because of my externship. And attending Bellin College
was a big advantage to letting me get that externship too. So the whole transition was very smooth.
I think that Bellin has done a really good job of overall pushing for the next generation to be the best of the best. We are always pushed to learn that extra step, to take that one more initiative, and to become the best healthcare workers that we can be. And I really appreciate that as a whole with the college, because not only do they care about us as individuals, they care about us and how we might affect others in our future.
You have what they eat. Who has to climb it? Riker.
My name is Kayla Stefanski. I am 32 years old and I'm a graduate from the College of Menominee Nation. So as a non-traditional student and having 3 kids of my own and going to college and trying to support our family with jobs, it was definitely hard, but well worth it. The most rewarding part about working in a rural school district, I would say, is those relationships I'm able to build with the students, with our colleagues. I'm able to do the one-on-ones if I need to, and then I'm still able to do small groups as well. When you get to those bigger school districts, it's hard to do more of the one-on-ones. You have more kids to address as a whole, and you kind of just have to keep chugging along. When you're in the rural school district, you get that little bit of leeway, of freedom, to, hey, okay, we're gonna step back and we're gonna focus on this a little bit more.
When she came in the first day, she was nervous. She was used to working with 7, 8, 9-year-olds. Here we are working with 11, 12-year-olds, so it's definitely a different atmosphere. What I saw from Kayla was within the first 24 to 48 hours, she became very relaxed. The kids bonded with her very quickly. She was very natural in how she communicated with the students in my classroom. And now, to be honest with you, I'm going to be very sorry to see her leave. And they're going to be very sorry to see her leave.
I think going into teaching in the very beginning is a little bit of drinking from a fire hose. And I think there's a whole lot of stuff flying at you. And so I really like it when our veteran staff can really help our new teachers understand that there's a progression to your growth and help them find the opportunities to connect with kids and find their passions without getting discouraged about some of the struggles that you begin with.
My passion is I love teaching. I love being with kids. I would definitely recommend other teachers or student teachers to come student teach in a rural school district. You get a whole other sense of belonging. They become your family, the students become your heart. I think just having the opportunity to experience or yet teach in a rural school district is very rewarding.
We are at the All Girls Leadership Conference, and today is about helping the girls see leadership qualities and identify that within themselves and figure out what that looks like in their future going forward. For many of our students, especially in rural Wisconsin, giving them the opportunity to see where they could fit in the bigger picture of the world is really important, and then how to apply those leadership skills, not just in their future, but right now so that they can develop those.
Seeing yourself as a leader is something that develops over time.
This event is beneficial because it'll help more girls to communicate and believe in themselves that they can do it.
Part of why this conference is important is that sometimes girls just need to understand that they can be leaders and that their leadership matters. And then they need to be given support in order to develop those skills. So today is a really great first step on how to think about those skills and get them on the road to development.
One of the things I've learned today is Girls are more afraid of failure than guys are, and we don't need to be afraid because everybody is capable of doing what they believe in, and they can try anything.
The CESA aid has been so powerful and instrumental in making sure that these young women have 4 outstanding speakers that are pouring into their soul and trying to invite them to see things differently, to navigate life and handle hard better. You know, that's what we kind of keep saying in our group is like, how do we handle hard better? How do we not try to numb the feelings that we don't want to feel? And how do we rather communicate in a way that invokes trust and elicits like great respect, and we can show up in a way that later we're proud of. And so success today is if one young woman, it sounds so cliche, but if one young woman is able to communicate in a more healthy manner, huge success. Now, if we can have 10, 15, 20, and even 140, I think are here, 150 are here today, all of them in some way take one little tool and help them handle hard better, that's a win.
When I go back to school, I'll definitely teach others, especially the boys in my school, about leadership since they're unable to participate in this. I'll teach them the things that I learned, and maybe they can become leaders too.
An IEP is an individual education plan, and as a parent of a child with an IEP, you spend several years working with the school to help identify and come up with strategies about how your child can best learn. And when your child is reaching high school, one of the thoughts that crosses your mind is what happens after high school. After my child doesn't have the supports, doesn't have the steps, maybe, to be as successful and reach their potential. So when I heard that my child could participate in youth apprenticeship, I found that this was an amazing opportunity to build a bridge to what otherwise would be a gap, where he could have one foot planted in school with the supports that understand how he best learns, and the other foot moving forward into his adult life and the work world.
In April, we took the vote to the community and we heard what they had to say. There were some parts of the referendum that community members couldn't support. So at that time, we had a variety of community meetings. We brought together key stakeholders within our community and got their input. As a result of that, we went back to the drawing board and have now presented what we feel are the absolute needs that we need in this community in order to move our students forward.
We've involved the community, we've involved coaches, the athletic department, we've talked with Sean Mathwich to discuss our facility needs, teachers to get their input on what classrooms should look like, and yeah, it's been a great collaboration of all great minds to come up with the plans.
When you look at the district and the buildings and the athletic fields and everything else that's there, they're no different than your car, your home. They all age. And when you look at the buildings that are here, particularly the high school is plus 27 years old and has not had any significant work done to it since it was built. It's aged. There's a lot of things in here that need to be fixed, repaired, replaced to make it more energy efficient, make it a better learning environment for the students, to make it safer, to get things ADA compliant that weren't done correctly in the preceding when the school was built. Those are things that need to be addressed. And for whatever reason, not looking backwards, previous leadership essentially kicked the can down the road on doing this maintenance. Now is the time to get this done and get it fixed.
When we take a look at the replacement of materials, we have at that particular year, it may be, let's say $150 for a door. Now that's kind of low for a commercial door, but we'll use that as an example. So it's $150. And then, okay, so, well, we can't replace it yet this year. So we're gonna wait. Okay, so we wait 2 years, 3 years. Okay, so now when you take a look at what is the inflation of 2 to 3% per year, now that door is not going to be $150. It's going to be more like $250 to $300. So now you're saying to yourself, okay, we should have done this 2-3 years ago, but we didn't have the funds to do it with. So now we are stuck with trying to do not 3 doors, but now we can only do 1 door because of the cost that is there.
I jumped into this board because it was affecting my kids. The things I saw happening in the district, I wanted to make sure were positive and life-changing. You know, I wanted my kids to come to a place that was safe and with teachers that were happy and proud, and I want my kids to be proud of the fact they go to school here. Every decision I make is student-based. It's student-based and staff-based because these teachers are like family to my kids. So they're affected by being in these facilities, and when these facilities need help, it's the best way I can help them.
One of the first reports that came out with the number for the referendum was like $100 million referendum, and that was incredible. I mean, we could have had all of the bells, the whistles, the everything. But obviously, we understand our community, and we know that that would be completely irresponsible and not just filling the necessities. So we looked at it, and we very quickly brought it down to that reality.
I don't know of any parent who doesn't want the best opportunities available for their student. And with that, with this referendum, the things that we want to improve, some may look at as wants instead of what we actually view as everything is a need here. But we want to help those students succeed.
The referendum is not for me. It's not for our board members. It's for our community, it's for our kids, and it's for our staff. And as a member of the community, I want to see this school district be the best of the best. And we need to make sure that we set it up for that. And this referendum, to me, what's important to me is it's including everyone. Everyone in the school district is going to benefit from what we're going to do with this referendum.
The Shawano school system gave me a very excellent education, which was many years ago. The teachers here gave me guidance in what to do. The opportunities are great if the students take advantage of them. So we have a good school district. It's just we need to just keep up with the times. That's true. So let's try and keep up with the times.
Aim with your arm.
Good job.
I'm Tori Hutchinson. I went to high school here. I went to high school at O'Connell Falls. It's awesome to come back home and student teach. I still have some of those connections with the other teachers, and the grant was able to support me by matching me back up to like where I'm comfortable with and bring me back to my roots, so I just could worry about the students and I didn't have to worry about the financial problem behind it or just anything else. The students were the focus the entire time. The stipend has definitely relieved a little bit of stress. I live in Green Bay, which is 30 minutes away from here, so I'm able to have a little bit of gas money. I mean, the gas money is really the big thing here with driving back and forth every single day. I'm also coaching, so the grant just gives me that little bit of, comfortability, so I don't have to go and work a 4-hour job after teaching all day. So I'm much less stressed and more relaxed and able to focus on the kids.
The grant is a great opportunity for students. You know, back in 20, 30 years ago, you know, all the money came from the student itself, and to have that grant help them with transportation and all the small things is amazing.
I would most definitely recommend other student teachers to go through this grant. It's a great opportunity to see what rural school districts have to offer. It's much different than in a big school where you don't know every single kid. Here in a rural district, you know every kid by first name.
I think sometimes people who don't have the experience in the rural community, it can be a little bit scary, but once they get here, it is really nice because it's a small town. You get to know the kids, you get to know the parents, you get to know the community, which is a great opportunity.
I love helping kids, and it's really awesome to see them grow from when they were little all the way up. And in a rural school district, you can see that because you know all the grade levels.
My name is Matthew Labarge. I am a graduate of Bondwell High School, and now I am a special education paraprofessional in the school district. I was diagnosed with autistic disorder at the age of 3 years old. I was also later diagnosed with ADHD later in my life. I'd say around middle school, because I was having trouble focusing, and my special ed teachers and all my paraprofessional supporters were trying to figure out ways for me to focus. And right away I had physical therapy and occupational therapy services as well. And definitely a shout out to our parents and also all the special education people and all of our teachers here. I think growing up in a small town, we're a smaller school compared to others here, so I think that does help as well.
If you can 6 the hour, cover those kids. You can just cover them in here. I'll let Isaac know just to come in here.
The biggest thing about this job is giving back, giving these students opportunity to succeed in their goals, wherever life takes them, and to know that they have an opportunity. And yeah, it's never easy. We all go through hard things, but to see that I go this far, I want to inspire others that they can do it too. It means the world to me to see these students grow and see them speak up when they need help versus I don't have to always say, oh, do you need help? And sometimes they come to me. I feel like it's good to have them know that you're, in presence and able to help out in a positive way and help these students, not just in school, but see them grow in life. I think it's important for people to understand that being positive, being kind is very important, and that we have different things going on in our lives. Our brains probably don't work the same as others. To just be patient with us. Always maybe come up with a different plan for a student. If one thing doesn't work, maybe talk it out, with the parents and the staff, and just really be like, no, they can do it versus they can't, finding ways to get them to accomplish their goals. And it might not be just one way, it might be several ways, and it might not happen right away, but just keep trying and, look at the positives, and even on the tough days of what did the student do well today, there's always that too. So just really taking a look at what's the best for the student and really going from there.
Today we're really going to be talking about mindset and how that aligns here at CESA 8 with our VBOs, or our values, behaviors, and outcome that align with our strategic plan.
Being a service-first mindset is priority one for us. Making sure there's alignment in what we deliver for our schools, but also in alignment with our own internal employees. And the greater we align to our values at CESA 8, the better product and better service we can provide.
We are
solution-focused at CESA 8. Being visionary means anticipating the needs of our schools and students and transforming vision into action by creating opportunities that move education forward.
It's not just names on the paper for us, or when we're doing data work, it's not just a % of kids who are proficient or advanced. It's really realizing there are humans behind all of the work that we do. To me, relationship-driven is keeping our districts, schools, and even students at the center of all the services that we provide, and making sure that we meet them where they're at, and that the services we provide aren't just cookie cutter. It's really coming from a place of wanting to serve them in the best way that we know how.
We are very intentional about collaboration here at CESA 8. It's about listening first, using our own skill set and expertise to provide valuable feedback. And in turn, that creates a work environment where people want to learn, grow, and work together because their skill set is appreciated and they can bring value to both internal and external customers.
Stewardship goes way deeper than just managing finances. Stewardship is about removing the emotions, looking at ways we as a team can impact the resources we have, looking for ways to increase our revenue, maximizing the funding formula, balancing our budget, strategically working through our differences to find common goals that are going to impact student education.
I think when at CESA 8 we advocate on behalf of our districts and our schools and our students, that impact can be infinite. And so we can affect the lives of children, we can create a better environment for families, we can help teachers to grow, we can help administrators to be better leaders, and we just never know the complete reach of when we advocate how things are going to shape up.
To say that I'm proud of our team would be an understatement. To sit in meetings and listen to us talk about how we're going to deliver service and making sure that we're aligned to our values as an agency just makes the work that much more exciting.